Okay, part two. Sorry I had to split it up. It's a long story. But I left off with them hiring me in the system as a PCT and not a PCT apprentice. So the difference between the apprenticeship and just getting hired as a PCT is basically it's almost like taking a whole course. Like there are PCT courses that are like months long and you get your PCT licensing, and certified home health aide licensing and PCT licensing are two very different things. There's a lot of job responsibilities that certified home health aides don't have compared to PCTs, like blood draws and EKGs and, plenty of stuff. And another really important point is that when you're doing the certified home health aide class or the PCT class, I don't know what the PCT class is like clearly because I didn't do it, but the certified home health aide class was at my school and they knew we were all going to the nursing program, so you're not required to go and get your license afterwards. And it's like a quick week in the classroom where they pretty much like baby you through everything. Like they give you all the answers to the tests. They don't, really give you anything. And then it's a week in a nursing home, and that was a disaster. If you've already seen the story, then you already know what I'm talking about. It's on my page. That was crazy and it didn't help me a single bit. So really, like, imagine just having absolutely no experience and not knowing anything about like the healthcare field, and then walking in and being expected to like know so much on day one. It's like belonging in remedial math and somehow being put in calculus, and you're like, what? So anyway, they pull me off the floor on my first day, probably like 2 hours before the shift ends, because there was some like mess up with my accommodations I need for my disabilities, and they had to pull me off the floor and wasn't allowed to work until I got all of that figured out. So next week was going to be 2 classes, and I was looking forward to the classes because I was hoping that they would help. I was hoping that they would show me what I needed to know so I didn't feel like I was lost in the sauce. So I got my approval to go back to work. They finally figured out all the accommodation stuff, and I went to that class on, I think it was like Monday. And that class did not offer me what I thought it was going to offer me. So I get in the class and they are ripping through information, ripping through it. And I'm like, I'm trying to keep up as like much as I can and absorb everything I can in the seconds that I had to absorb it, because after about the first half hour of class, there was a test with 25 questions that you had to pass with an 80. Okay, an 80. And if you didn't pass it, basically like you had one more shot to pass it with a 90 after going and repeating the class again. If you failed that one, they let you go. And then same thing at the end of class, there was another test. It was like 50 questions that time, and same parameters. You get an 80, you pass. If you don't, you repeat. You don't pass again, you get let go. And now there were some videos that I was supposed to watch before I got to this class that probably would have helped out quite a bit. I didn't get to watch them because with my accommodations and everything not being accommodated, they didn't give me access to anything. So I got access like literally the night before this class, and there were like 30 videos listed on there, okay? And there was no way I was ripping through 30 videos. But the head educator was like, that's okay, I just want you to get to the class. Just watch these 5 videos, and those are the most important ones, and then go to class because I want you to get that education. And I'm thinking class, I'm getting educated. I'm not thinking like I should need to watch the videos and then pass these tests. I had no idea that this was coming. So like I said, I was absorbing information so fast, faster than I ever have in my entire life. And I'm looking at these questions. The first one wasn't too hard. It was a lot of like common sense answers. So I did pass. And the second one though was ridiculous, and I'm looking at these questions and I'm like, I like don't know any of this. And so I called the teacher over and I'm like, I don't understand. You didn't go over any of this. Like, well, not any of it, but like 75% of it. And she's like, well, it's a combination between, what I'm going over in class, the videos that you were supposed to watch, and also prior experience. And I'm like, I have no prior experience. Like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? So I'm doing like the only thing I can think of at the moment and trying to read the questions and weed out the obviously wrong answers and then make a decision between the two that are left over. Fortunately enough, that was good enough and I passed that last test for the day. And it just stressed me out more, honestly. I want to say like I was ecstatic that I passed it, but I had still been having a panic attack since my first day on the unit, and it just continued over because I was so lost. Like, I was just so lost and confused. But anyway, that day was over. Thank God. I went to bed. I had a day off in between. And then Wednesday, I had to go back for the second class. And now I'm hyped up on anxiety because I'm like, oh my God, is this going to be like the same thing, but like a different subject type of thing? I'm going to have to pass another test. And sure enough, I got to pass another test. So once again, I got in the class, and this time it was about the EMR system. And for those of you who know what it is, fantastic. For those of you who don't, it's an electronic medical record keeping system. And boy, oh boy, is it complicated. Like something I've never seen before. I mean, since we were an aesthetics place more so than like a medical derm in the derm office, we didn't really have like the most sophisticated EMR, although it was considered one. It shouldn't have been, because it was nothing like what this EMR system was like. And apparently a lot of different medical facilities, like real medical facilities, use this EMR system. And it was like, once again, looking at calculus when I should be in remedial math. Like, I'm so confused. But I'm doing what I gotta do. I'm absorbing as fast as I can. And once again, I go to take the test and I passed. Thank God. How I'm passing these tests, other than using that little trick, I don't know. Sheer luck, willpower, the grace of God. I have no idea, but I passed. And I get the weekend off. So, after Wednesday, I'm off. Not only the weekend, I'm off from, Thursday to, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday. And I gotta go back to the unit again. And I'm like, oh, yay. I'm so excited. So we jump right in again, and I'm doing the vitals, I'm doing the thing, I'm trying my best, and, it's a crazy, crazy shift again, and I'm like, I really think I made the wrong decision here. Like, I don't know if I belong here. And that really sucked because I had left my job, my other job that I loved, and I was kind of stuck. And everything just got so overwhelming, and I was so scared that like I wasn't meeting the standard that I was supposed to be meeting, and I didn't want to get in trouble, and I also didn't want to make my preceptor fall behind with her responsibilities. And I was scared of being in this situation, and I couldn't take it. Sorry to do this to you again, but go to part 3.